Hey guys, it's Oddly Cute. I'm excited to bring you today a mermaid painting that I am doing for the last few days of May. I learned about Mermay by a friend of mine that I had no idea this existed. So when I asked her why she was like painting so many mermaids, she told me it was May, so which means it was Mermay. So I started doing a little bit of mermaids myself, and I decided to do my last mermaid video in it. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. But I'm going to talk about how to be a freelance artist for beginners. I have been a freelance artist for, oh my gosh, for quite a long time now. Probably over 10 years. And I've been an artist since I was really little. So I pretty much started super early. And I just want to give you guys a few pointers on how to get started. First things first, you have to be passionate of being an artist. It's not like this is an easy thing to do. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be an artist because it's super easy. Things gonna be just fine. I'm gonna be super famous and whatnot. And it's not necessary to. It's a lot of work, especially if you're not independent. Then it might be even more difficult. You have to be super independent and super into it. Which, to be fair, I am pretty lazy a lot of times, but I try. I am independent and it takes me a while to get into things, so you don't have to be perfect, just get into it. I think I should say. So being independent and loving to paint and draw is really the main thing you have to start doing to be an independent artist. The second thing is to start bringing up your social media. Social media is a great time right now for artists to communicate and share art really easily from the safety of your home, I should say. But please do not give out personal information. That everybody should know that by now. Thank you. So social media is good for artists, especially Instagram. I'm starting to do more Instagram stuff, and getting that going is super. I feel like for me it was really easy, especially if you just do images and don't like to talk a lot or type a lot of things, which is me. And starting that off it took me a while to get used to it and really start bringing out more Instagram photos. And then when I got into it, it just became more natural, and a lot of people seem to like it a lot too, and it makes me happy. So for that, Facebook's also another good social media, especially if you want to do events and things. They have a good event page, and you can invite friends too. It's more like a personal, more informational kind of thing. Tumblr is also another social media that you can use. It's more fast-paced, but it does tend to work for a lot of people. Those are the three basic ones you can use. Obviously, you got DeviantArt and other ones, but mainly I use Instagram right now. Another thing to get started is you need to have business cards. And you just have business cards no matter what age you are. I had them quite early on. My first business cards were just ones that I printed out of my printer. They did the trick though, so it was good. And then I started using more like US Moo or Print or just my local printing company. And having business cards is really great, especially like if someone gives you a business card and you have yours, you're just like, hey, here's my business card, and person would be like, oh, cool, that works. It's much easier than like writing someone else's information down or writing your information down, because are they really going to remember they wrote that down, or are they really going to be interested in contacting you off of something you wrote down? Especially if you have bad handwriting, it does not help. Plus, a business card is very personal and customizable thing, and if you have a really fun one, people will remember you better. Another thing you should do when you start becoming a professional independent artist, as you are, start going to conventions. I don't know what kind of art you guys do, but if you do anime or cartoony or just paint or whatever, if you like doing conventions or going to conventions, I recommend doing that. That's how you meet so many people. Social media is great, but getting the followers and the people to really get engaged is better to do face on than in social media. Especially for commissions. I get a lot of my commission work from people that I've met in real life than I do on internet. And I think it's because they remember you better and they know who you are, so they kind of, in a way, trust you a little more, I guess. And it's a little more, they love having more personable. They like feeling special, and I like to make other people feel special when I remember them because I met them at other places. Like, if you're too scared to conventions, it's not that scary. I guess it depends which convention you're going to, but getting started to one is really, really helpful, and it helped me a lot learn also and meet other fellow artists that I start collaborating with. You can start off like smaller conventions, like in small anime conventions or comic conventions. I started off at Wizard World Comic Con, and that's really pretty big. So if you have the money, you could do that. But if you don't have the money, you can always share a table with friends, and that's always really good. Just make sure you bring a friend that you're not gonna hate later on. It could be a very stressful environment, especially if you're first time. And if you bring a friend that also has never done it, it can be really stressful. And I don't want you guys breaking off your best friends just because of a convention or me. So please choose wisely if you do that. Another good tip, when you get someone's email or a card, it's always nice to email them back. Like, say like a day later after that happened, and you decide to email them saying like, hey, thanks for talking to me, it was really fun, or hi, I had a good time talking to you, I hope we meet again, and thanks for the card. It's always nice. It's always nice to remember little things, because that means that they remember, and a lot of times the commissions come out of that, and you also meet pretty cool friends that way too, because they remember. And they really do appreciate it. So I do recommend, if you're not good at emailing, I'm not a good emailer either, but it's always nice just to do like a really simple, like, hey, thank you. And don't push it too much. Don't be like, hey, remember you gave me your card because you want to like commission me? Don't do that. That always doesn't help, especially you don't really know the person who's really interested in commissioning. But if you just acknowledge that you're thankful for them stopping by or saying hi, they will think about more, and you have a better chance of getting that commission or having that making a new friend. So those are pretty broad tips that I have for you beginning artists. Other than continue painting and continue working your stuff, don't get stuck in one category. It is easy to be like, hey, I want to be like known for doing this or that. Like, it's fine, but when you get older, you tend to be like, and then you already made all that new products and like business cards, and you're just like, I don't really feel this anymore. Like, it's good. Like, I want to do my own brand too, design, and it's fine. But if you're like stuck and you buy all this merchandise or whatever to design your table for conventions or shows, then you're stuck with this stuff for a while. So it's always good to get stuff that's very like general and you can use for anything. That's always really helpful. That way you don't like spend too much money on something and you use it, it works fine for a bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, I really wish I didn't do this. Trying to save you guys money there, guys. Also, when getting started off, don't get discouraged on what people say. Like, you'll get a lot of negative responses from people. Like, if you're selling things and someone's like, ooh, really, that price? It's too much. And you're like, really? Don't listen to them. It's always, you're worth, if you put a price down and that you think is fair and worth your time, then that is worth your time. But if you put like a sketch down and you put down like $1,000 for it and no one knows who you are, no one's gonna get it. You'll learn eventually how much things will cost you, and there are other artists who will help for that too, especially do prints is a little easier than traditional medias. No one really knows the proper price for your own traditional stuff, but make sure you're charging the right price for your time and your effort, and make sure you make money back for the supplies you use also. Like for my prints that I sell it for $10. I get them, depends what size, it's usually like 45 cents or more than that, like $1.30, depends what size. And having $10 really helps, especially it helps with my table, it helps with the price of the print, and it helps with my own personal costs. So that's always good. But if I'm doing like a traditional media like this one, I really wouldn't know how much to price it. A lot of people say like time, how long it takes you to do it, and then charge like how much money you want to get per hour. But I don't really do that because I go on and off of my paintings. I don't like time things much. I usually just go like, well, the paper cost me this, the paints cost me this, the brush cost me that, add that, and then like, well, I'll just add like another 100 or 200 or whatever for my time. Like, depends how much you really like the painting or whatnot. So this painting I'll probably like charge, I don't know, 80 bucks just for this. Anyways, right now I'm not feeling it, but it's also not finished, so I might have to change my mind later. That's how usually I do it. It's not the best thing to do, but it's what gets me going. But again, don't get too discouraged of what people say or how much things cost. Just keep going. If you feel like bad for someone saying something, just take in consideration, don't get too attached to it, and just continue moving on. Again, being an independent artist is not the easiest thing, especially when you're starting off. You get super enthusiastic, which is great. Like, I wish I had the enthusiasm still, or I still do. I just kind of lost it for a bit, and continue working with it, and if you keep doing things, you'll find opportunities. Like, nothing's gonna happen right away. A lot of times, nothing will happen for a long time, or you'll be those lucky artists that's just like, yeah, I got this, I'm ready to move on. And that's great. Just keep doing what you love, and if you're really passionate about it, you'll get there. Don't get overwhelmed, and have really good friends and make friends. Like, for me, the experience is making new friends and talking to people and figure out, what can I do? And that's my tips for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the painting. I definitely enjoyed doing this painting, and I guess talking randomly to you guys. I'm so sorry. If you guys have any like thing you want me to talk about, or like let me know, and I'll have a better video, more organized. It's just me talking. Anyway, if you like this painting, or if you like this video, please like, subscribe. If you didn't, then don't do anything at all. Okay, bye.